Hi there, my name's Claire Black and I'm a counsellor and member of the Counselling Directory. I work in private practice in Youghal near Epsom in Surrey with both adults and young people too. As a counsellor I have special interest in working with self-esteem, and I often find that even if self-esteem isn't the thing that brings clients to therapy, that actually it does come up along the way. And I think naturally our self-esteem, has ebbs and flows over our life, and there's lots of different things that can impact it. And often working with clients, it does come up at some point in our time together. So what is self-esteem? Well, it's essentially the confidence that we have in ourselves and our self-worth. So included in that could be our confidence in our appearance, or it could be our confidence in our personalities and the way that we interact with different people, or it could be confidence in our ability to do things or our intelligence. And some people seem to be higher in some areas and lower in others, or it could just be, across the board. But lots and lots of different factors that contribute to what self-esteem is, or how we view our self-worth. Often self-esteem can actually also be impacted by other mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, but it can also be impacted by identity issues, relationships, and also neurodiversity can all have an impact on how we view ourselves. We find that counselling can help those with low self-esteem in a number of ways. Firstly, it can help us understand what impact our self-esteem is having on our behaviour and the way that we act. If you're struggling with self-esteem, you might be a perfectionist, you might put off starting tasks because you feel like you're not going to do it, justice. You might find it difficult to say no to people when they ask things of you. You might find it hard to prioritise yourself. You might try and hide certain elements of your personality or identity from people so that they don't see the real you. Therapy can also help you understand where your low self-esteem might have come from. It could be one big thing that happened in your life in the past that's had a knock-on effect, or it could be a series of smaller things that maybe are less obvious at first. It could be something that happened quite recently, or something that happened quite a long time ago, and a therapist can help you understand the impact that experiences that you've had in the past, whether short-term or longer term, what impact they're having on you today and your self-worth. In addition to this, your therapist might be able to help you work on the behaviour that you might want to change, or to find some therapeutic change. For example, you might want to work on being able to assert yourself more, being able to say no to people sometimes. Or you might want to work on the language that you're using to talk about yourself. Lots of people find that they would never talk to their friend in the way that they would talk about themselves. We have a tendency to talk very negatively about ourselves in our heads, and working with a therapist can help you maybe try and change that language a little bit. So even if it's not, completely positive, it's perhaps a little bit more neutral and a lot less negative. It can feel quite a hopeless task to try and improve your self-esteem, especially if this is something you've been struggling with for a long time. But I really truly believe that everybody has it in them to improve their self-esteem in some way. It might not be that overnight that you're suddenly fully accepting and loving yourself, but actually perhaps at first it might be working towards showing yourself some compassion and support, and being more neutral in the way that you see your self-worth. And hopefully over time you'll see some real positive changes in the way that you view yourself and the impact that has on your behaviour. Taking a first step to find a therapist when you're considering counselling can feel very daunting, and I know there are a lot of counsellors out there. I would recommend going on Counselling Directory and looking through all the therapists in your area, or if you're happy to work online, can widen your search to look at people that also work online. I recommend reading what counsellors have written in their profile and seeing what resonates with you, what clicks with you, and what feels right to you, and then contacting them, and potentially you could meet up with a few different therapists at first, just for an initial session to see who you feel you best click with and who you feel is best going to be able to help you with your journey. I always say to my potential clients when they're first starting therapy with me that that it's always going to feel a little bit uncomfortable coming to counselling, just due to the nature of what you're bringing to the sessions, but it should feel comfortable and safe enough to be a little bit uncomfortable, if that makes sense. So it's good to keep that in mind when you're looking for a therapist, that whilst it's always going to be a bit tough because of what you're bringing, it should feel okay enough that you know that you feel safe. If you're ready to take that next step and look for a counsellor, I wish you all the best on your journey, but you can find me and lots of other counsellors on Counselling Directory. Thank you very much. Take care.